This is not the same Bayern Munich. Not even close. Because what we're watching right now, mate, this isn't just dominance. This is history being written in real time. The attack of Harry Kane, Michael Olise, and Luis Diaz is having a season we've never seen before in the Bundesliga. Kane, 58 goals, 16 assists, 46 matches.
Oh my God!
Olise, 21 goals, 26 assists, 47 matches. Luis Diaz, 27 goals, 21 assists, 46 matches. That's a total of 100 goals and 58 assists. 158 goal contributions. Let that sink in. For the first time in the 21st century, a team outside of Spain has managed to produce a front three that breaks the 100-goal barrier in a single season, something that England, Italy, and France never managed to do. This was supposed to be a Liga thing. Messi, Eto'o, Henry in 2009, MSN in 2016, with 131 goals. Untouchable, legendary. And now, Bayern Munich have entered that conversation. But here's what makes this even scarier. This isn't built around one superstar. This isn't Messi carrying everything. This is balance, pure balance. Harry Kane isn't just a finisher anymore. He's the brain, the creative hub, dropping deep, linking everything, feeding the system. Michael Olise has become one of the most efficient creators in Europe. Goals, assists, decision-making. He punishes you if you give him space. And then Luis Diaz, chaos, pure chaos, unpredictable, explosive, stretching defences until they break, creating spaces that shouldn't even exist. And when you put those three together, you get something almost impossible to defend, because you don't know where the danger is coming from. Shut down Kane. Olise kills you. Double Olise. Diaz destroys you. Focus on Diaz. Kane drops deep and runs the game. There is no solution. This Bayern doesn't rely on moments. It creates inevitability. And that's why this is not the same Bayern Munich. This one is something far more dangerous. Bayern Munich have always been about dominance, but more than anything, goals, pure chaos going forward. Generations of teams that didn't just win. They destroyed everything in their path. And if you really want to understand why this current team is so scary, you've got to look back, because this club has been building attacking monsters for decades. It all starts with 1971/72, Gerd Müller. 101 goals in a single Bundesliga season. Let that sink in. Over 100 goals. Back when football wasn't even close to what it is today. And Müller alone bagged 40. Ridiculous numbers, mate. Then came 2012-2013. Jupp Heynckes. And this wasn't just a great team. This was a team built on revenge. After losing a Champions League final at home, they came back like absolute demons, created what people called Bayern Total. And the peak? The 7-0 demolition of Barcelona in the Champions League semis, 4-0 in Munich, 3-0 at Camp Nou. That wasn't just a win, that was a power shift in European football. End of an era stuff. In the league, they finished with a +80 goal difference, 98 scored, only 18 conceded. Numbers that looked untouchable. Then Pep Guardiola stepped in and somehow made it even more brutal. 150 goals in the 2013-2014 season across competitions. They won the Bundesliga in March, like they were playing a different sport. And under Pep, we got some of the most outrageous nights ever. 7-1 versus Roma at the Olimpico. 5 goals in 35 minutes. Pure humiliation. 6-1 versus Porto after losing the first leg. 5-0 at half-time. Absolute madness. The Alliance became a nightmare. 7-0 versus Shakhtar. 5-1 versus Arsenal.
Towards Muller. Koeman tried his last.
5-0 versus Plzen.
Durch die tschechische Abwehr, das Schweinsteiger.
Teams were turning up already beaten. And then, that moment, Lewandowski. 5 goals in 9 minutes versus Wolfsburg. Even Guardiola looked like he'd seen a ghost. No one could believe it. But if we're talking scary, properly scary, Hansi Flick's Bayern in 2019. 2020 was different gravy. 159 goals in a season. Not just winning, destroying everyone. They won the Champions League with 11 wins out of 11. Perfect run. And on the way, the 8-2 versus Barcelona in a quarter-final against Messi. That night told the whole world. This team was untouchable. Lewandowski in his prime. 55 goals in 47 games. Müller dropping 21 assists. Everything just clicked. Then the season after, Lever breaks Gerd Müller's record. 41 Bundesliga goals. A record that stood for nearly 50 years. Gone. Just like that. And they even completed the sextuple. Every trophy possible. They literally won everything. So now tell me this, mate. with all those legendary Bayern teams, all those records, all that madness. How on earth is this Vincent Kompany Bayern making all of that look normal? Bayern Munich are having a ridiculous season, mate. The most goal-scoring campaign in their entire history. And it's all built around that front three. Harry Kane, Luis Diaz, and Michael Olise. The trio have already smashed 100 goals out of the team's 171 in just 50 matches. In Germany alone, 113 goals scored. A goal difference of plus 81. Absolute madness. And in the Champions League, they're the second highest scorers with 42 goals, only behind Luis Enrique's PSG. So yeah, this isn't just domestic bullying, this is Europe-wide destruction. This Kompany side just don't stop scoring. In the Bundesliga, they've hit 4 or more goals in 14 matches, in the Champions League 6 times, and once more in the Cup. That's 21 games where they've completely blown teams away with 4+ goals. It's basically a routine at this point. And the scorelines? Proper madness. 6-0 versus Leipzig.
Shaw elected the pass instead. Olise!
8-1 versus Wolfsburg. And that insane comeback versus Mainz. 3-0 down, ends 4-3. That's not normal mentality. That's elite, mate. In the Champions League, they've been even more ruthless, slapped the world champions Chelsea 3-1, went to Paris and beat the European champions 2-1 at the Parc des Princes, then absolutely destroyed Atalanta, 6-1 away, 4-1 at home. 10-2 on aggregate. That's humiliation at the highest level. But what really makes this team scary is the clutch factor, going to the Bernabeu and beating Real Madrid 2-1, then finishing the job with a 4-3 madness in Germany. That's a team that deliver when it matters most. And here's the scary bit, even when they lose, they're still dangerous. That 5-4 loss versus PSG, they were 5-2 down and still nearly pulled it back. 1 goal away from flipping the whole tie. They never stop, they don't break. They've only lost 3 games in 49 matches. 3, and there's a very clear reason behind it. 3 names, 3 nightmares for Europe: Harry Kane, Luis Diaz, and Michael Olise. And trust me, what each of them is doing individually is where this gets truly insane. Let's start with the best player on the planet right now, Michael Olise. Because no one, and I mean no one, is doing what this guy's doing on a football pitch this season. He's literally the only player across Europe's top 5 leagues with 20+ goals and 20+ assists in all competitions. Top assist provider in the Bundesliga with 18.
Both in the heart of the penalty area for this one. There's the equaliser.
Top assist provider in the Champions League with 6.
Tricky one to deal with.
Top assist provider across Europe with 25. And that's without even talking about his 20 goals. 20 goals and 25 assists in 47 games. Ridiculous numbers. This isn't just output. This is art. This is controlling games, making others better. This is the purest form of football intelligence. And this season, he's done it all. Take his perfect match versus Freiburg. Bayern wins 6-2, and Olise is involved in 5 of those goals. 2 goals, 3 assists. Bayern was 0-2 down, and he just took over, assisted the first, scored the equaliser, and then sealed the game with one of those trademark curled finishes, that outside to inside movement. It's his signature, mate. And if you want to see where that move becomes unstoppable, look at Atalanta in the Champions League. 2 goals, same pattern. Receives wide, cuts inside, opens his body. Far post finish, every single time. Defenders know what's coming, and they still can't stop it. That's Messi level inevitability. You don't believe it? Just watch what he did against Mainz. Same move, same outcome, goal, again. But if there's a night where he proved he's the best in the world, it was at the Bernabeu, first leg versus Real Madrid. Hostile stadium, massive pressure. And Olise, he turned it into his playground. Alvaro Carreras got absolutely cooked. Every single 1v1, destroyed, humiliated, exposed. That game alone made Madrid question if he's even good enough to start. That's how bad it was. And Olise didn't just dominate, he created the killer moment. Same move again, cuts inside, attracts the entire defence like moths to a flame. And then boom, releases the ball, Kane scores. But the second leg, that was something else. Pure class. This time against Mendy. Tougher challenge, more resistance. But it didn't matter. Olise kept going, kept probing. Almost scored that goal again, but Lunin barely saved it. Fingertip stuff. And then, last play of the game. Pressure at its peak. He picks up the ball, isolates Mendy, slight body feint, half a yard, and buries it. Cold, ruthless, inevitable. And even in Paris, in that chaotic game versus PSG, every time Olise touched the ball, you could feel the panic. PSG players couldn't get near him, completely rattled. And his goal? Madness. This time central. Drives forward, finds the space, and absolutely rifles it into the net. But here's the thing, as insane as his goals are, that's not even what defines his season. Because what truly makes Michael Olise different is that he's become the master of creating for everyone else.
Step Bayern.
Here's Kane. Harry. Olise stands up across the space. Olise. It's come to Kane.
Managed to progress and find himself at the far post. That's
This for Bayern.
a brilliant ball from Kane and Olise.
With Olise. Lovely pass it was. On the money. And Olise. Oh, this is so good.
Now we've got to talk about the best striker in the world, Harry Kane, because at 32, this man is having the best goal-scoring season of his entire career. And we're talking about a player who's been elite for years. But this is a different level, mate. Kane is now just one goal away from matching that insane 55-goal season from Robert Lewandowski. And the scary part, by the time you're watching this video, Kane will probably have already broken the record. The England captain has already racked up 95 goals in just 91 games in German top-flight football. Madness. He's the fastest to reach that mark since Dieter Müller back in the 70s. And Müller needed 32 more matches to do it. That tells you everything. And across all competitions, 51 goals, the most by any player in Europe's top 5 leagues since Lewandowski hit 55. And Kane's not slowing down, not even close. He's miles ahead in the Golden Boot race, 9 goals clear of Haaland and Mbappe, both stuck on 24. And the craziest part, picking his best games this season is nearly impossible, because he's been ridiculous every week. He kicked things off in Germany with a hat-trick versus Stuttgart, then a brace versus Hamburg, then went on a mad run. 9 goals in 5 Bundesliga games, including a hat-trick versus Hoffenheim, a brace versus Bremen, goals versus Frankfurt
Oh mein Gott!
and Dortmund. He was just farming goals, mate. Then in December, another run, 6 goals in 4 games. And when the new year started, he dropped 4 consecutive braces between January and February, including Hoffenheim, Frankfurt, and even Dortmund again. Big games, big moments, same outcome, goals. In the cup, doesn't matter. He scores in every round, 7 goals in 5 matches. Pure efficiency. But the Champions League, that's where it gets scary. He started with 5 goals in his first 3 games, including a brace versus Chelsea. And since January 21st, 2026, he's scored 8 goals in 6 matches against Atalanta, Real Madrid home and away, and even PSG. This isn't stat padding. And here's what makes him different now. He's not just a killer in the box anymore. He's become a complete forward. His playmaking has gone to another level. Those assists to Olise versus Madrid, perfectly weighted, perfectly timed. But that pass to Luis Diaz, mate, that's outrageous. From midfield, threading it between the keeper and Marquinhos. Absolute perfection. And of course, Diaz finishes it in style. Harry Kane is having the season of his life. 54 goals already. And still counting. Still hunting. Still breaking everything in front of him. And when you combine that version of Kane with Olise and with Luis Diaz, yeah, now you understand why this Bayern team is a problem. A serious problem. Now we need to talk about Luis Diaz, a complete footballer, a monster, leading the most dangerous attacking team on the planet. From start to finish, Lucho has been unstoppable. 26 goals, 21 assists, 47 goal contributions in 46 matches. Let that sink in, mate. Those are Ballon d'Or numbers. Proper elite stuff. More goals than Olise, more than Dembele, more than Kvaratskhelia. Same assists as Lamine Yamal. More total contributions than Vinicius Jr. And he's competing for everything. And here's the madness. He's already surpassed Frank Ribéry's best scoring season at Bayern, one of the greatest wingers in club history. That tells you the level we're talking about. At Bayern, the confidence he never fully had at Liverpool. Here, it's overflowing. 3,600 plus minutes. Leading the squad, the system literally runs through him. From day one, impact, debut, Franz Beckenbauer Super Cup, goal, trophy secured, statement made. Then Bundesliga, first match, goal versus Leipzig, thunderbolt, 2 assists, chaos, and it never stopped. Fastest goal of the season versus Frankfurt, brace that same night, goal of the year versus Union Berlin. Assisting from the floor versus St. Pauli before scoring the comeback winner. This guy's doing everything. Destroying Wolfsburg 8-1, goal and 3 assists. Then Hoffenheim, hat-trick plus 2 assists. 5 goal contributions in 1 match. Ridiculous levels. 31 goal contributions in 29 Bundesliga games, driving Bayern to become the highest scoring team in league history. 113 goals. Title number 35 secured. His name already written in gold, but he didn't stop there. DFB Pokal. Decisive again. goals in the quarters versus Leipzig, goals in the semi versus Leverkusen, carrying Bayern to another final. And then Champions League. This is where Lucho became something else. 11 games, 11 goal contributions, 7 goals, 4 assists. Now the all-time top Colombian scorer in the competition, already climbing the South American rankings, level with Alexis Sanchez. But forget the stats. Look at the moments. PSG, 2 goals. Destroying Luis Enrique's system, even with a red card. Europe saw the full version of Diaz that night. Then 3 straight games assisting. PSV.
Lucho Díaz. Se viene Lucho dentro del área. Pelota atrás.
Atalanta away. Then at the Allianz, goal and assist again versus the Italians. And then the big one. Real Madrid at the Bernabeu scores the winner. Then back in Munich. A rocket to kill the tie. No extra time. Finished. Clutch player. But even that wasn't his best performance, because the semi-final versus PSG at the Parc des Princes, that was perfection. Every touch, danger, every run, silence in the stadium. Wins the penalty with pure hunger, drives forward, combines with Elise, keeps going, forces the foul, Kane finishes, and then that goal, 1v1 versus Marquinhos, runs in behind, first touch, a sombrero with the outside of his foot, inside the box, controls, fake shot, shifts the angle, and bang, unstoppable finish. For the first time, no one can argue it. Lucho is a Ballon d'Or candidate. And naturally, the comparisons are already coming, because this trio, Kane, Diaz, Olise, is starting to remind people of the greatest attacks we've ever seen. The MSN at Barcelona, Messi, Suarez, Neymar, 122, 131, 111 goals in their first 3 seasons together. Madness. But where Bayern are already stepping in is alongside Real Madrid's BBC, Benzema, Bale, Cristiano, 97 goals in year 1, 100 in year 2, 98 in year 3. Well, guess what? This Bayern trio has already matched and surpassed those numbers, and there are still games left to play. If Kane, Diaz, and Elise keep this pace, we're not just watching a great attack, we're watching history being written in real time. Mate,